Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, the heat makes it tough to be outside for any length of time. What rumblings might be headed your way later tonight? Fargo police scramble only to find out that the call was a fake 911. And while most of us love seeing Blue Angels overhead, why some are seeing red. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
Good evening, everyone. If you spent any time outside today, you're probably glad to be inside right now. And add humidity to the temps that stretched into the 90s, and it's been tough all day. Let's find out about conditions right now from Hutch.
Mike, thanks, and good evening, everyone. As we head into the evening hours, it remains a first alert weather day. We have heat, we have humidity, and storms firing in northern Minnesota. Now, here are our main concerns. Hail up to 2 inches in diameter. We've already had reports of hail that large. Straight line damaging winds could exceed 60 miles per hour in a few of these storms as well. Now, they will bring some locally heavy rain, and that is a good thing. It may indeed fall, oddly enough, fast enough to cause some flash flooding in spots. We'll keep you up to date on the latest. Now, this is new. Later this evening, the National Weather Service issuing a severe thunderstorm watch for most of northern Minnesota until 1 o'clock in the morning. The most severe of the storms now on a line exiting Beltrami County, moving south-southeast. This line is all moving south-southeast. So Bemidji, you have some storms on the doorstep there. This cluster of storms made its way through Thief River Falls and Oakley and really did not bring much in the way of severe weather, just some gusty winds and some small hail. That's what we're expecting out of that. That storm has not been severe, but it's in an environment that will be capable of producing some strong storms. Why? It is very hot and it's very humid. And if we get these storms going, they'll bring some of those concerns that we've been talking about. Here's the actual cold front bringing cooler and drier air into your forecast. I'll have much more on that in a second, but because it's trailing behind the main leading edge of storms, this area I've circled here has the best chance of storms between now and say 10 to midnight. Then after midnight and beyond, we have a chance for some storms into the wee hours of the morning here in the Southern Valley. I'll detail all of that. We'll have a look at what you can expect as the weekend approaches as well here in a moment.
All right, keep us posted. Thanks, Hutch. Several Fargo police officers were kept busy for nearly an hour. They were called to 6800 block of 24th Street South today. That's near Davies High School. After someone called dispatch and said they accidentally shot their sister and then hung up. Officers discovered it was a fake 911 call, that the caller wasn't associated with the address and no one was injured at the home. Here's what a neighbor had to say.
We just kind of saw them outside and they told us to go inside until we didn't know what was going on because they were running across the lawn with like guns. It's crazy.
Afterwards, Fargo police made it clear that they are continuing to investigate the situation and will treat this as a terrorizing act.
So that creates a horrible situation for the public, the officers, and everybody involved. It's a dangerous situation.
They added that a false report could get someone seriously hurt and takes police resources away from actual victims of a crime. A gun was stolen in Fargo, the victim saying that the thief broke into his car, ripped off his Glock handgun, and also his wife's wallet. It happened in the 1400 block of West Gateway Circle just after 3:30 yesterday afternoon. And it was all caught on the neighbor's security cameras. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke to the victim, who's asking for your help identifying the brazen thief.
While my daughter and I were watching the Blue Angels fly by in the backyard, this was going on in broad daylight.
Ryan Mock and his 2 kids were visiting his mom at these South Fargo condos when you can see this man on rollerblades glide up the driveway and make his way into Mock's minivan.
He had no care in the world, just went right in there, did his thing, and got out of there.
Mock says he's positive his car was locked at the time of the crime, but says there were no signs of forced entry and doesn't know how the suspect got in.
Interestingly now, the door he got into won't lock with our key fob anymore. All I know is you lock our car now and this thing still opens. The only thing I can think of is maybe at a Slim Jim. I'm really not sure.
Mock says when he got into his car later that day, all the consoles in the back and the front of his vehicle were wide open, including the center console where he kept his Glock firearm, which he has a concealed carry license for in North Dakota. Fargo police urge gun owners to never leave your weapons in your vehicle, saying it's best to have them on you or secured inside your home.
I mean, I feel like any time a firearm's stolen, it's not going in any good hands.
Mock adds at this point he doesn't care if he gets his gun back or not, saying all he wants is for the suspect to be found and to get the help they need, and for his gun to be off the streets. In South Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Fargo police say this remains an active investigation. If you know who the person in the video is or have information on the case, you're urged to call Fargo police. You can text Fargo PD to 847-411 along with your tip. Today was the last practice for the Blue Angels before the Fargo Air Show this weekend. And for those living up in that area, they not only get a good view of the jets, but they can also hear the roar of the jet engines. Some moms are seeking out advice on Facebook on how to get through the weekend with young kids and pets who aren't reacting well to the noise. One woman said her nonverbal autistic nephew is having a hard time adjusting.
He was doing this at first time. It was kind of too much for him to hear that loud noise.
Some suggestions include noise-canceling headphones, watching videos of planes on YouTube, and venturing out of North Fargo to escape the noise. As for stressed-out pets, call your vet, see if there's any medication that can help them remain calm. Officials for the air show suggest treating this weekend like the 4th of July. Performances will be on Saturday and Sunday starting at 11. A nonprofit based in North Dakota is helping ranchers affected by the drought acquire livestock feed. Farm Rescue is activating Operation Hay Lift. Traditionally, it assists ranchers with finding hay, but this year they've had to get creative in order to be helpful.
Because so many folks are in the same boat, it's been tough to find any sort of donated hay because people know the value of it right now. So what we are doing is, offering a more, affordable route to have hay delivered to these folks if they have hay, lined up somewhere else.
This will be the third time Operation Hay Lift has been initiated. Farm Rescue also helps ranchers and farmers who have experienced a major illness, injury, or natural disaster. If you'd like to contribute to Operation Hay Lift or would like more information, visit their website at farmrescue.org. Highway 32 in Minnesota is closed south of Thief River Falls until further notice. The State Patrol says they've closed the 8-mile stretch because of pipeline protesters setting up camp in that area. Residents will still be allowed to access their homes. The State Patrol also says everyone else should use County Road 17 as a detour. We now know the name of the man who died in an ATV crash in Otter Tail County. Investigators say he's 39-year-old Brian Godin. That crash happened Wednesday in rural Wadena. Police say he was on a dirt road and lost control and went into a ditch. North Dakota's DOT is making it easier to access their services. Instead of taking a number and then waiting your turn, you can just simply walk up to a kiosk. There are 52 of them scattered around the state. The kiosk can renew a license, provide new tabs, request a replacement license or ID card, schedule a road test, or change your address. For a full list of locations, head to valleynewslive.com or the free VNL News app. Later on Valley News Live at 6, educating the public about the right way when it comes to COVID, the challenge of getting the wrong information out of the way.
Thus far, a few in northwest Minnesota have seen severe storms. These are going to rumble into places like Bemidji and Bagley in the upcoming hour or so. We'll keep you up to date with the very latest on where these are going and when you may expect some storms in your neck of the woods in that weekend forecast.